There once was a young man, his name it was John, hired with a farmer in the county Tyrone. On the fair day of Cluddy the farmer took on well, and he sent John to the market with a cow for to sell. Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. John drove the cow right out of the barn, and off to the fair he quickly ran. He didn't go so far when he met two dealing men, and he soon sold the cow and they paid him there and then. Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. Then into an alehouse John went for a glass, his feet for to rest and an hour for to pass. Where will I put the money to the landlord, he did say. Oh, where will I hide it? Oh, tell me, I pray. Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. In the lining of your coat I will sew it, said he, for feared on the road that it's robbed you might be. The robber in the room sat sipping at his wine, and he says to himself, all that money will be mine. Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. When young John started for home that afternoon, the robber he followed him out of the room. He soon overtook him, and this he did say, won't you jump up behind me, lad, for I'm going your way. Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. They hadn't gone so far when the robber turned about. A bright gleaming pistol he quickly drew out. Deliver up your money without either fight or strife, or it's this very moment I will take your sacred life. Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. 'Twas well John knew there was no time to lose, and feared he'd be shot if he tried to refuse. From the lining of his coat he pulled the money out, and amongst the tall grasses he scattered it all about. Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. The robber he quickly got down from his horse, but little he thought it was all to his loss. While he gathered up the money that John threw amongst the grass, John hopped into the saddle and rode off with his horse. Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. The farmer's wee daughter saw John coming home, and straight to her father she quickly ran. John, said the farmer, why did you swap? Or how did me cow turn into a horse? Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. Indeed then, says John, 'tis the truth I will unfold. I was stopped on the road by a wee highman bold. While he gathered up the money that I threw amongst the grass, to make an amendment I brought home his horse. Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. When the saddlebag was opened it was found for to hold 500 bright guineas in silver and gold, and a bright pair of pistols. The farmer he did vow, John, me young fella, you're the boy can sell a cow. Rattle-de-rang, do-a-daddy, do-a-da, do-a-dan. The rich man's daughter lay on her bed, as morning stars were paling, and to her faithful servant maid her secret was unveiling. Do not tell my father dear, do not tell my mother, but saddle a horse and ride to Bath, wherein you'll find my brother. Say I ask him to come home, our child is due tomorrow, and if it be that he won't come, then I shall die of sorrow. So the maid she saddled a fleet young grey, the fastest in the stable, and on to Bath she rode that day, as fast as she was able. She searched high and she searched low, until at length she found him in a tavern where good wine did flow, and with many fair maidens round him. O master, the maid she cried, your sister pines to greet you, but she is sick and bearing child, so she cannot ride to meet you. He cast aside the maidens fair, his goblet he threw over, saying, I must ride to my sister's side, for once she was my lover. And when at her bedside he did stand, her cries rang through the chamber, O brother, brother, take my hand, for this night I fear great danger. Fear you not, my sister dear, I lift you from your covers and carry you to the greenwood side, where you and I were lovers. But when they arrived at the greenwood side, he said, my foolish lover, 'twas to take your life I carried you here, where no one will discover. Then from his belt a blade he drew, a blade both sharp and slender, and with one thrust he plunged it through her heart so young and tender. Then he buried her there that eventide, with grass her grave he covered, and there she sleeps in the greenwood side, and never was discovered. So the rich man's daughter, she died that day, and her child, it died within her. And the rich man's son still goes his way, a vile and dreadful sinner. A wealthy squire lived in our town. He was a man of high renown. He had one daughter, a beauty bright, and the name he called her was his heart's delight. Many young men to court her came, but none of them could her favour gain, till there came one of a low degree, and above them all she had fancied he. But when her father he became to know that his lovely daughter loved this young man so, over 50 miles he sent her away, all to deprive her of her wedding day. One night she lay in her bedroom. Her love appeared from out the gloom. He touched her hand and to her did say, "Arise, my darling, and come away." 'Twas with this young man she got on behind, and they rode swifter than any wind. They rode on for an hour or more, till he cries, "My darling, my head feels sore." A Holland handkerchief she then drew out, and with it wrapped his aching head about. She kissed his lips, and these words did say, "My love, you're colder than any clay." When they arrived at her father's gate, he said, "Get down, love, the hour is late. Get down, love, and go to bed, and I'll see this gallant horse is groomed and fed." And when she rapped at her father's hall, "Who's that, her own father called?" "'Tis I, dear father, didn't you send for me by such a messenger naming he?" "Oh no, dear daughter, that can never be. Your words are false and you lie to me. For on yon far mountain your young man died, and in yon green meadow his body lies. The truth then dawned on this maiden brave, and with her friends they exposed the grave, where lay her young man, though 9 months dead, with a Holland handkerchief around his head. Woe to all parents, as I say still, who rob young lovers of their own will. For once their promises and vows they give, they can never recall them back whilst they live. Come, all you young fowlers that handle a gun, beware of night trembling by the setting of sun, and beware of an accident that happened of late to young Molly Bawn, and sad was her fate. She was going to her uncle's when a shower came on. She went under a green bush, the shower to shun, with her white apron round her. He took her for a swan, but a hush and a sigh it was, his own Molly Bawn. He ran home to his father, with his gun in his hand, saying, "Father, dear father, I have shot Molly Bawn. I have shot that fair damsel. I have taken the life of the one I intended to take as my wife." She was going to her uncle's when a shower came on. She went under a green bush, the shower to shun, with her white apron round her. I took her for a swan. Oh, Father, will I be forgiven for the loss of that swan? Oh, Johnny, my Johnny, do not run away. Do not leave your own country till your trial day. Don't leave your own country till your trial comes on. for you'll never be convicted for the loss of a swan. The night before Molly's funeral, her ghost did appear, saying, "Mother, dear mother, young Johnny is clear." I was going to my uncle's when a shower came on. I went under a green bush, the shower to shun. With my white apron around me, he took me for a swan. Won't you tell him he's forgiven by his own Molly Bawn? All the girls of this country are all very glad, since the pride of Glenalla, Molly Bawn, is now dead. And the girls of this country put them all in a row. Molly Bawn would shine above them like a mountain of snow. There was a jolly ploughboy a-ploughing up his land, with his horses beneath a green shade. He sang a rousing song as his plough it ran along, and his wishes were to meet a pretty maid, a pretty maid. And his wishes were to meet a pretty maid. He finished up his song as his plough it ran along, saying, "This maid is far above my degree, and when her aged father he will be come to know, sure the very first place he'll send me is to the sea, it's to the sea. Sure the very first place he'll send me is to the sea." When her aged father he did become to know that the ploughboy was courting in yon field, a fresh guard arose, they hurried him on board, and they sent him in a warship to the seas, to the seas. And they sent him in a warship to the seas. She cut off her hair and she dressed in men's clothes, lined all her pockets full of gold. She marched down the street with a tear on her cheek, and she marched down like any soldier bold, soldier bold. And she marched down like any soldier bold. She went to the ship where her true love lay in. To the captain she began to complain. You've took from me my joy and my jolly ploughboy, and you've sent him to the war to be slain, to be slain. And you've sent him to the wars to be slain. She pulled out her purse of the bright Spanish gold, saying, here's 100 guineas, aye, and more. She paid it down with joy for her jolly ploughboy, and she rolled him in her arms to the shore, to the shore. And she rolled him in her arms to the shore. Happy, happy are true lovers when they meet to part no more, when their sorrows and their troubles are all o'er. The joy bells did ring, and this maid did sweetly sing, when she got the bonny young lad that she adored, that she adored. When she got the bonny young lad that she adored. Young Alvin came from Worcestershire, a man of high renown. He fell in love with the fair Melanie, who dwelled in London town, who dwelled in London town. He dreamed of her full many a night, and pined full many a day, until his heart and ready hand he could no longer stay, no longer stay. He could no longer stay. Then calling on his stable boy, he this to him did say, go saddle to me my jet-black steed, and likewise of my grey, and likewise of my grey. With his broadsword all by his side, he rode to London town. But ere he came to Earl's Court, the sun had long gone down, gone down. The sun had long gone down. He went in haste to her father's house, the place wherein dwelt she, and asked of her chambermaid if he his love might see, if he his love might see. The chambermaid did thus reply, she rests upon her bed, and she is weeping tears of grief, for tomorrow she must wed, Tomorrow she must wed. Then if tomorrow she must wed, Pray tell to me the man, that I may meet him face to face, and slay him if I can, and slay him if I can. His name it is John Farthington, a rich and cruel lord, and many a brave and gallant man has fallen by his sword, has fallen by his sword. They met within the Lord's courtyard. Young Alvin spoke this line: I have come to wed fair Melanie. I hold that she be mine, be mine. I hold that she be mine. Then spoke the cruel Lord Farthington. I deem it meet, said he, that she shall pay her father's debt. I claim her for my fee, my fee. I claim her for my fee. Then draw your sword, Lord Farthington, for one of us must die. The other shall wed fair Melanie, and that one shall be I, be I, and that one shall be I. With force and skill the duel began, all on that summer night. But young Alvin proved the better man before the break of light, before the break of light. Then back in haste to her father's house, to tell her she was free. Arise, arise, fair Melanie, tomorrow you wed with me, tomorrow you wed with me. He placed her on the saddled grey, then mounted by her side. He brought her back to Worcestershire, and made of her his bride, and made of her his bride. One night as I rode o'er the lea with moonlight shining clear, I overheard a fair young maid lamenting for her dear. She did cry as I drew nigh, and bitter to me it seemed, for she was letting the tears roll down for Johnny O Hazelgreen. What is your trouble, my lovely maid, or what caused you to roam? Is it your father or mother that's dead, or have you got no home? My parents, they are both alive, and plainly to be seen, but I have lost my brave young lad called Johnny O Hazelgreen. What sort of boy is your Hazelgreen is one I do not know. He must be a braw young lad because you love him so. His arms are long and his shoulders broad, he's comely to be seen, and his hair is rolled like chins of gold. He's my Johnny O Hazelgreen. Dry up your tears, my lovely maid, and come along with me. I'll have you wed to my only son. I never had one but he. And you might be a bride, I said, to any lord or king, but I'd far rather be a bride, said she, to my Johnny O Hazelgreen. She got on her milk-white steed, and I got on my bay. We rode along that moonlight night and part of the next day. When we came up to the gate, the bells began to ring, and who stepped out but the braw young lad called Johnny O Hazelgreen. You're welcome home, dear father, he said. You're welcome home to me. You brought me back my fair young maid I thought I'd never see. The smile upon her gentle face, as sweet as grass is green. So I hope she's enjoying her married life with young Johnny O Hazelgreen. As I strayed alone at the close of the day, about the beginning of June, 'twas there in the glade I espied a fair maid. Aye, she sang her lament to the moon. Roll along, silvery moon, guide the traveller on his way, whilst the nightingale sings a sweet tune. There is no time so sweet as when true lovers meet by the bright silvery light of the moon. My love was young, and a bold fisherman. His arms were brawny and strong. His voice was clear, and a pleasure to hear when singing an old shanty song. But his boat went down, and my true love had found a grave 'neath the deep angry sea, never more to return. And it's for him I'll mourn till the day that the clay covers me. He bought me a ring, we appointed the day 'twas married we were to be soon. But alas, to my grief, he now lies in the deep, cut down like a rose in full bloom. Roll along, silvery moon, guide the traveller on his way, whilst the nightingale sings a sweet tune. There is no time so sweet as when true lovers meet by the bright silvery light of the moon. As I roved out on a moonlight night, excitement for to find, I met on the way a pretty little lass, and I asked her to be mine. With me to Raya, fall the doodle-da, to Raya and fall the doodle-up till I do. How will I get to your father's house? How will I get to your bed? Oh, me father locks the door at night, and the keys lie under his head. With me to Raya, fall the doodle-da, to Raya and fall the doodle-up till I do. If you get a ladder 60 feet and 3, place it up to the chimney top, come down in a creel to me. With your to Raya, fall the doodle-da, to Raya and fall the doodle-up till I do. So I got a ladder 60 feet and 3, and I placed it up to the chimney top, and down in the creel came me. With me to Raya, fall the doodle-da, to Raya and fall the doodle-up till I do. Now when her father heard the noise, he got up to see, and when he came into the room, there in the bed lay me. With me to Raya, fall the doodle-da, to Raya and fall the doodle-up till I do. No rest nor peace could her mother get till she'd get up and see, but her toe gave a shot to the chamber pot, and into the creel fell she. With me to Raya, fall the doodle-da, to Raya and fall the doodle-up till I do. Then quietly I slipped out of bed, I gave the creel a haul, which broke 6 ribs in the poor woman's side, and bashed her on the wall. With me to Raya, fall the doodle-da, to Raya and fall the doodle-up till I do. Well, I rocked her up, I rocked her down, I rocked her here and there, for any old woman would refuse her daughter, she'd be rocked to you know where. With me to Raya, fall the doodle-da, to Raya and fall the doodle-up till I do.